Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Hoofball podcast. I'm again joined by my two co-hosts Hugh and Ben, if you guys want to say hello.
Hi there.
Hiya.
So the pub's being closed early this week. We're in our own podcast pub again. So what are we all drinking?
Purely for me.
That was lovely and not awkward at all.
Ben's on the water.
Because, yes, I'm on the water.
I'm having myself a little Corona. I think that's pretty apt in the times we're in.
I am feeling a little bit peely-wally, and therefore
Peely-wally.
I'm having a glass of water.
Fair enough.
you.
We should probably all be having champagne, to be honest, because we're starting this podcast off the back of Scotland beat the Czech Republic 1-0.
Yes! Well and lads. Greatest team in the British Isles, bar none.
Absolutely. So that's an unbeaten international break.
100% win
3
record.
games, 3 wins, 0 conceded. Can't complain, right, boys?
2 on target though. But,
No,
Right,
no
2 shots on
complaining. No
target.
complaining. Top of the group.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna make it to the Euros. We're gonna beat
Serbia.
whoever it is. Serbia. Easy, mate.
Easy.
Easy.
They're gonna rip us
All we need
apart.
is one shot. I mean, as the past games have proven, all we need is one shot on target and we'll score.
It's true.
Very true.
That is true. Should we
The
start?
whole plan falls apart if the goalie makes a save, actually. That just ruins it.
The whole plan falls apart if our goalie doesn't make a save as
That is
well.
also true.
Oh,
We've never seen us in this team be behind. But should we start with
that's fucking weird.
the
Yeah, sorry.
chronological order? Shall we go with the Israel game, which was of course the Euros 2021 qualifying?
It's still 2020, I think. I
Okay,
think it's
Euro
still
2020 in 2021. It was a bad game of football.
It was.
It was
I've not watched a worse game of
It
football
was a bad game.
in my
I've
life.
tried to write down some positives for the game, just as notes, and all I've got is we had a clean sheet and we won. And we didn't even win in 120 minutes. We had to go to penalties.
I didn't write down a single positive. We won 2 headers in their box, and both went off target. That was
Scott
was a
McTominay
positive.
should have scored early doors.
Yeah, that was an easy chance, quote unquote.
No, it was an easy chance. There's no quote unquote. It was.
Okay, fair.
Ben couldn't score it. He's not that tall to jump.
That's true.
But, you know,
If Ben was as
Ben
tall
was
as
also
Scott
scared to head with the
McTominay,
ball when he was younger. But Scott McTominay is also a Premier League footballer. He should be able to head the ball.
yeah, definitely, he should have tucked it
Yeah.
away. But I mean, it didn't really matter in the end. Obviously, we went to penalties. We won the game 5-3.
Won the penalties 5-3. Yeah.
Won the penalties
yeah, 'cause they
5-3.
didn't need to hit the floor.
Scored all of them. 100% penalty record in Scotland's penalty shootouts in the history of football ever.
So we're the best.
Isn't that mad? That's our first ever penalty
I
shootout
couldn't believe that.
in international.
It just
I got
shows how
told.
where we've been in the past. We just got knocked out before
we
you
were
got the
bad like
penalties.
for a bit, but before that we were quite good.
Yeah, you'd have thought at one stage when we were like vaguely decent that we would have had a penalty shootout somewhere. This
Yeah.
was when did penalty shootouts start
That was
going
out.
into
Oh, that's
I'm
very
Googling.
good question,
into
actually.
games? Because I mean,
How weird is it when you watch
was later than
old
you think.
like
Oh, wait, no.
footage
Penalties.
and you see like players pass it back to the goalie who then just picks it up?
yeah, I know.
But
pass
we
backs.
did
Well,
not
yeah,
do
that's how Denmark won the 94
Oh, on you go if you want.
94 Euros. Get a
Euro.
bash. That's what we're gonna do. That 2021. We're
It's
gonna
not
Denmark
94
it.
because that was a World Cup year.
All right, 96.
96. That was the year England thought they were going to win it, and that was also the last time Scotland won the Euros. Or was that
98. 98.
Were you alive for it, Hamish?
Huh?
Were you alive?
I was born 98, so I haven't seen Scotland ever in an international tournament.
None of us have.
Nah, neither
Yeah,
that.
well, the penalty.
It was 92.
92.
Euro 92.
That's close.
The penalty
close.
kick was invented in 1890.
Yeah, but when was
When
it
did
brought
it
into
get,
like
yeah, put into
international
international?
I'm
tournaments?
trying to find that out.
Anyway, we're on a tangent. We're on a tangent. So anyway,
Oh, they were introduced in 1991 to 1992. Penalty shootouts.
so it kind of makes sense that we've not had one, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, well,
True,
we've had
that's true.
3 tournaments where there's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that Israel game, Ollie McBurney
Penalty,
was
right?
bad. Ryan Jack was bad.
1-minute running is bad. I think
That's what I've written.
No, no,
We had
it's not bad overall. He's just bad in that game.
he was bad in that game. He was not very good tonight, but we're not there yet.
He wasn't on the pot. We'll come back to that. See the penalties, right?
Yeah.
so defensive.
For most of the team never having hit a penalty before, they were all good penalties.
Yeah.
Except
Clarify.
John McGinn's
John McGinn's one was
In a
bad.
match, in a competitive match, they'd never
in a competitive match. Yeah, like in training, they probably
bang them in.
smack penalties every day. Like Scotland players, obviously going to score them. But McGinn's penalty was just bad. But do you think Marciano just let it in? Like, oh, I have to go back and see Paul and Stephen, and all the Hibs fans will hate me. Like, if I get in the way of McGinn's career.
Imagine McGinn's
I
mum
mean, he
should be
also messed
fuming.
up in the next game. Marciano, didn't he?
Oh, Marciano
Yeah,
in the
missed
next
the
game,
next
that was
game.
awful.
So I think he's just maybe just not a good keeper.
Nah, he's. I'll put him as up there as one of the better keepers in Scottish football.
That's it. Yeah, behind Old Firm.
Does that
Arguably
hurt
next
for you
in
to say,
line.
Hamish?
He's probably better than Scott Bain.
Yeah, but Scott Bain's bad. So
Probably better than Karen
Yeah, we
Bell.
all agree on that. But he's the backup goalie for Celtic.
yeah, it's true. Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah. So we had no shots on target that game. We had no goals at all. We looked somewhat solid at the back. I don't want to say solid because I did expect us to concede every time they got in our half.
but we managed
So
to
that's us just being
defend.
Scotland fans.
They didn't manage to penetrate us, as in get behind the defence.
Yeah,
So
there
that
was
a good
only
thing.
the one chance right at the end that Wiesman, I don't know how to say his name.
Oh, he just has to
Yeah.
touch
Yeah,
that.
anything on that and it's a
Like-
goal. But that was the only real opportunity they had.
Yeah, but we were not
I remember,
flowing in any sense offensively.
Yeah,
We still aren't
no,
2 games later.
Well,
Definitely
no,
not.
I think when you're playing a 5-3-2, it's hard to flow offensively.
yeah,
Unless you're
Yeah.
someone like a Dortmund who play that sort of a shape, but more like a 3-5-2, and then it's dynamic and fluid, and they're actually good players.
yeah. It helps
We
when
just-
you have
we
Haaland
just-
up front and a World
they're not
Cup
playing
winner in
Dykes up
centre
front.
back.
And we play Hoofball, which is good for us.
Before yes, it's
I
the
mean,
podcast.
good for the podcast, not for the Scotland football.
I don't mind it
I'd
though.
love to see a race between Lyndon Dykes and Haaland.
Yeah,
Because like how quick, like as Ben said, Dortmund, like him up front, doesn't matter if you're counter-attacking, he's going. Dykes is still in his own box. Like,
Haaland is a machine, though.
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
I don't mind the way we play. I've seen Scotland play nice football. I've seen Scotland win v France. I've seen Scotland win v France again. I've seen Scotland take it, like give Italy a good game. All those results we've had, and it resulted.
beat San Marino.
It resulted
All the big games.
it's
give
always
San Marino a
resulted in
good game.
nothing. It's never resulted in something big. And now we're not playing attractive football. I don't think anyone's denying that. We're playing pretty
Effective.
minging football. But yeah, as you say, it's effective.
Steve Clark's on it. He's loving it. He's like, this is the way football should be done.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with that. I do think it's a bit backwards. But like,
Wait, who said that? Sorry, Steve Clark.
Yeah.
Well, he used to manage
loves
West
it.
Brom. Of course, he's going to say that. This is proper West Brom, Stoke City kind of football.
Kilmarnock football, isn't it?
I like it. though.
Kilmarnock football. Well, we've got players
we don't
available.
concede.
We don't concede.
We don't
concede.
concede, that's true.
We haven't conceded in 3 games against 3 teams as good as we are, would you say?
I think, yeah.
I think they're higher in the rankings, actually.
Slovakia are higher than us in the rankings. We're
Czech
I
Republic
think we're
must be.
49th,
Yeah.
Slovakia are 34th in the world. From what I remember from the commentary, that could be wrong. I imagine Czech Republic are above us, and Israel should be above us.
I think Israel are below us.
Are they?
Yeah, I think they're. I
Yes.
imagine they
Some
would
of their
be.
star players are better than our star players, as in for like the teams that they play for. But yeah. But it's good that we managed to actually beat these teams that are on par with us.
Yeah, these were always the games that we lost.
Yeah.
And
True.
to be able to win these games, and I think especially in that Slovakia game, watching it, I wasn't comfortable, like I said before, but like,
We played better than we did against Israel. We were more solid at the back, better going forward.
yeah, Andy
Goal
Considine
was
played
good.
really well.
Yep.
Yeah.
After being called up, I didn't expect him to do.
I didn't expect to do. I
That
didn't
well.
even really expect him to play, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. when he started as a.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Porteous just
I do.
being called
Yeah,
up, being played at all. McCrory as well being called in. Nothing.
Oh yeah, he
McCrory.
got called up from
Oh
the
yeah, he got called
21s.
up from the
Plus
21.
McCrory got
Yeah.
called up from the under-21s to sit on the bench for 2 games.
I mean, it gives them the experience. It gives them the experience of just being around the first team. Like when you've got a player like Andy Considine that's getting his first call up at 33 years old, that shouldn't be happening. He
No.
should be getting that call up when he's in the peak of his career. And I think for players like
As Andy Considine, that might be now.
fair actually,
Well, he must have peaked now if he's getting to play for his national side.
yeah. But that's
yeah, I
why
know
I
what you mean.
think that players like Billy Gilmore, even if Steve Clark's not going to play them, get Billy Gilmore in the team, get Fraser Hornby in the team, just to be around the first team, just to be training with the first team, just to be like
Yes.
getting involved in the first team, so that when they eventually are good enough to start, where like they're there,
They'll be
they're just
accustomed
ready
to
to
it.
just go straight into it.
Yeah. Did you see that video of Billy Gilmore and Conte?
Yeah, Conte's like, I can't understand you.
Can't understand you.
Yeah.
Awful.
Well, no wonder
Funny,
Gilmore's accent's
awful.
pretty strong,
It is.
Oh, it's
and
a
he didn't
bad
even
accent.
try and speak like clearer.
Like,
For
Yeah, he
Conte.
spoke so quick. Great.
Yeah, I think another thing that I noticed from the past 3 games with the way we play football is that we've never had in those 3 games the highest possession stat we had was 43%. So against the Czech Republic we only had 31% possession. Against Israel we had 41.7, so 42, and against
Mhm.
Slovakia we had 43. So I mean, 43 and 42, it's not bad. 31 is tragic.
31
Steve Clark is just like a manager you play in Football Manager, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, one shot on target, 1 goal,
Sit
that's
back,
it.
beats
All
you
you need
1-0.
to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just soak the pressure, goes.
But I think they were expecting that. This is just we'll defend well. We'll try and get them on the counter. If we have the ball, doesn't matter. Get back into your half, defend, and then start pressing into our half, which is basically the way that Steve Clark's played football for, or had his teams play football for most of his career.
The issue will be when we play against a team that's much better than us, and a team that,
Yeah.
when we sit back and invite pressure and give them 55, 60%, as high as 69% possession, they'll take advantage and put 4 past us. Like, is that what a team like Serbia could do to us?
I mean, Serbia have Mitrovic up
Yeah.
front. They've got some other decent players, but I can imagine they're just going to lob the ball into him, and he's going to bully Declan Gallagher.
If they're going to lob the ball in, it's fine, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind if they're crossing it. It's if it comes in along the ground, that's the issue. I think they're arguably strongest in the middle of the park with what's that Lazio boy called? Milinkovic Savic.
Milinkovic Savic, he's a good
Yeah.
We are also arguably strongest in the middle of the park. I would say.
McGinn,
McGregor, McLean, McTominay if he fancies it, Jack if he turns up.
You could say McGregor's a good player.
Yeah.
But he's not been that good for Scotland.
He was fine today.
Yeah.
Tonight was maybe his best game.
Yeah.
He just did his job of just getting the ball when he could and trying to drive forward. Same as McGinn, sort of.
He plays differently in that Celtic team. In that Celtic team, I think he's essentially like trying to fill Scott Brown's boots.
Yeah.
The way they kind of set up. And I don't think that, like, see when he was younger and he was first getting into that Celtic team, he would just spray passes and he'd be more of an attacking player. He'd be more advanced. Maybe box to box more so because he could still defend when he was younger.
But now he's getting moved back.
But
I think
now
Christie's
he's just
kind of the
pulled
attacking
back a bit. Yeah, and you've got someone like Ryan Christie in front. So I mean, it depends how he's being played. If he's playing one way for his club and then he's playing a completely different way for his national team, it's going to be a bit.
I think he's fine in this system. I wouldn't take him out for
neither.
anyone. I wouldn't take him out for McLean. I'm not sure about a Christie. Maybe because McGinn could then move back. Christie could be the more offensive.
But you most see Christie playing in behind the striker, like he does it.
True.
That's where I want Christie to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
him and Fraser just going for that role.
If we could do Fraser, Christie, and Dykes up front, and then 2 centre mids.
This is getting too attacking, Ben. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. I guess with Fraser as well, it almost entirely depends on how he's playing at Newcastle and if he's playing at Newcastle because he's clearly got the talent, but he wasn't starting for us because he's been playing such little football. So Steve Clark's clearly looked at that and seen that he's not playing much football. If he's playing a lot of football, if he's consistently playing at Newcastle, then I think he'll get the nod. If not, you'll
Yeah.
probably go with Ryan Christie because Steve Clark seems to quite like Ryan Christie.
I quite like Ryan Christie.
I quite like Ryan Christie as well, to be fair. One of very few
Come on,
Celtic
Hugh.
players.
Come on, Hugh. Say it. Say it.
Join the club.
No.
Say the thing. We're Cali Thistle fans on this
He's a,
podcast.
he's a great striker.
He's a great striker.
He's not strong. Oh my
He's
god.
great for that one game.
Yeah, well, we've saw that over the past few weeks. Celtic, he's played up front.
He might even play
Oh,
there this weekend, but I guess we'll. Oh no, he won't. 'Cause he's got COVID.
He can't.
Speaking of
He's
COVID,
not
Speaking
speaking of COVID. Yep. So
Segue.
that's segue. On you go.
international breaks inside a global pandemic. How stupid is it?
Oh, it's just unbelievable. Like, you're seeing teams just having players not. I forgot what I was going to say. That's good. No,
Very
just,
stupid.
like,
There you go. That's my answer.
Very stupid.
yeah, like France playing tonight after like
Portugal
going around,
player.
everyone's shaking
Yeah.
Ronaldo's hand and all that.
Oh, was
Like,
it Camavinga was like, I'm never gonna wash this top.
Yeah.
And there's like a
Yeah,
quote
awful.
on Twitter saying, yes, you will.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all. I think when you've got players getting COVID, like you've got, it's not like it's going to show up on a test straight away. Like if there's a chance that a lot of those French players have it and it showed up negative because it's still in a incubatory period in your body.
Yes, or they could
Yeah.
have had it there, and maybe, because we don't know for sure if you can actually get it again, but you can still carry it,
Yeah,
potentially. So you could be carrying it, even not like in your bacteria or something, you could be carrying it on your clothes or on
Yeah.
your skin.
yeah. I think
Well, hopefully
it's
it's washed.
I think it's stupid. I think it's
Aye.
unnecessary would be the word I'd use, especially for teams that are playing friendlies. For the
Friendly shouldn't be.
for the qualifying, definitely
Can understand it.
I can
but
understand why they want to do it. For the Nations League, I can't really understand it. And for friendlies, I think it's pointless. It was something like in that Israel game, I saw a tweet. It was like there's 17 different clubs were on the pitch in that Israel game from something like 12 different countries.
Oh god.
Something along the lines
Really?
of that.
And then-
Yeah, I guess the Israel team's from all over, but
Yeah.
12 might not have been high. I can't remember. The tweet was from like a week ago, but it was like 17 clubs. We'll say around 10 countries coming together on one pitch for 90 minutes, and then also Scotland have played against Slovakia, so that's like another 15 clubs, and then they've played against Czech Republic, so that's like another 15 clubs.
It's the exact same as if we were to go to a pub, meet a bunch of people, and then the next night you go to a different pub with a different bunch of people.
Yeah,
Except, I guess the difference is they're actually getting tested.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
they can still get it. And
They're
they,
getting tested every week, but or every day.
yeah.
It's just
it is unnecessary.
It's not worth it.
They could wait.
They could definitely wait.
They could wait and then do the same thing they did with the Euros and the Champions League, not Euros, Europa League and Champions League, and just have like
A
a
bubble.
time slotted out where they're in this
oh
Disney,
what like
Paris,
just before
whatever,
the
and
Euros
play
start.
football there.
So like all the European teams come in for it just before the Euros,
Like a playoff
and then
before
you
the
have like, the
Euros.
week off. Yeah, the
Yeah, and then they get
requalification
like a
game.
2-week break,
week
and
running
then
up.
the Euros start. I mean, that actually is not a bad shout.
What's even worse though is the Euros this year aren't all in one country.
No, they're all over the place.
Wait, are they
They're
not
all
changing
over
that?
Europe.
They're surely.
Oh,
gonna
what?
change
This was the worst year to try that out.
What a bad year to decide this is time to start
They
that.
surely have to change that now.
Oh, it's a shame because there was going to be a game at Hampden or 2 games at Hampden. Oh, it's the
Scotland could have 2 games at Hampden.
It's
And one
also
of them could be
assuming
against
that
England.
this time next year we'll even still be like, able to play and have fans.
I think you're going to say alive.
Hopefully,
yeah.
hopefully at least Hughes here. Ben, you're a bit dispensable, so that's fine. But
That's fair.
yeah, I think overall consensus, silly idea. I understand why they've done it, but I think there will definitely be outbreaks in different teams, different team camps. Especially, I know it's like a joke and stuff on Twitter, but that Wolves camp especially, Like, there's a lot of
I miss that.
Portuguese
Like,
players.
there's a lot of Portuguese players in that team, and Ronaldo has it.
yeah.
As much as it's a joke, it makes sense. It's the same way that it seems that a few Celtic players have got it and gone out different places, like near
Biton
Biton,
and El Mohammed.
Uh,
El Hamid. They were both out at Israel.
Edward got it as well. Was that Ireland case ever confirmed with Shane Duffy?
No, it wasn't.
Because
He
he
played that
started
night,
that, I think.
so
So fair
he
enough.
started that day. So
But yeah,
it wasn't him.
that's something that's going to be an issue, especially now that Ryan Christie also got it from, well, not got it, but is isolating from Stuart Armstrong. Potentially has it.
Yeah.
I think he
And so
tested negative.
Tierney,
I think he tested
Arsenal, but
negative, which is
So there could be
I
a
don't get
huge
why.
outbreak.
I don't get why they both had to self isolate. If they're saying they were in like socially distancing with them,
Yeah,
and it's the two of them, so were the three of them sharing a room. It's just a weird one.
it's a bit
Like,
weird
cute.
one. Yeah, I think it's been unnecessary. It's resulted in watching 3 Scotland games, which I don't mind. It's resulted in 3 Scotland wins, which I also don't mind. But all in all, for the greater good, I think it was a silly decision to.
that should never have happened.
Yeah, it should never
Yeah.
have happened. It should
just
never
null
have
and void it.
No, avoid it. No, we
I
don't
mean,
talk
it'd
about
be
that.
good actually to have no
Controversial
international
opinion on
football
Scottish
because you could
football.
have the football leagues unbroken for a year or for a full season, have no interruptions.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But then what's even more mental is at the start of next month we're going to go away and play 3 different teams.
and
Yeah.
then there's also, don't forget, Champions League, Europa League,
Yeah.
where it's more international football.
Yeah,
I
you've got.
almost feel like
That starts next week.
I almost
Hello.
feel like it should just cancel
Cover
Europa
that.
League and Champions League for this. I know, sorry Hugh, I know you're.
No,
I know
we're not
Rangers are doing
cancelling
well,
it. We've
but I mean,
buzzing. It's back.
well, I guess the difference between that is that you're all players from one club and living in one city or town, whatever. While international football, you're all coming from different countries to play for your country.
I think that's been the main issue with international football. But as you say, there's going to be players going abroad, like Rangers Celtic players going abroad to play games, and then Rangers Celtic players going away to different international teams, particularly Scotland. Like when there's 3 Celtic players that currently have it as well, it's a risk that was so unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I would say anyway. But yeah,
Yes.
Definitely.
I think everyone's probably heard enough about COVID over the past 6 months, so we'll quickly move on from
So
that.
enough of silly competitions that no one cares about. Onto the Betfred Cup. Segue.
Yeah, I liked that. So yeah, Betfred Cup. We've got 2 people here who support teams that have played in it. We've got one who we don't like, who.
Sorry, I've just looked at the notes for this and just saw 15-14. I was like, what game have I missed? But it's penalties that time. Oh,
Yeah, so Hearts played all 3 games. Nope. Yep.
All 3 games.
Yep.
Good.
All 3 games, and they won them all,
Uh-oh.
which was good. They were pretty unconvincing in that Inverness game, but we talked about that last week.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That was just friendly.
Overall, from what I saw.
pretty unconvincing against Cloud and Beef. More convincing last night with the worst team.
As in your the
Our worst team. Our team last
Yeah.
night was just weird.
But you
Yeah,
had Messi up front.
We did have Messi up front, yeah.
Ball.
Craig Messi. Yeah, I mean the team last night was definitely put together with one eye on the league starting on Friday, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Robbie
Yeah.
Nielsen's been really, really vocal about the only thing that matters is we go up this season. In fact, he said it after we won in a press conference. He was like, "It's nice to win, obviously, but we're here this season to win the league and go up."
There is no way he's saying that next week or in a few weeks if they come out to play Hibs.
Absolutely not, mate. Biggest game of the season.
100%. No question about it.
We do play Hibs in a couple of weeks, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way he's putting out that team against Hibs.
No, it'd be funny
No
if he did.
sense. Can we just go over your bets from last night that you put on?
Do we have
Wait, I don't know
Actually,
about this.
yeah, I'm more than happy to talk
Yeah.
about that because I
Okay,
won
yeah.
two of them
I
in
just
the
know what you
end,
mean.
so it's fine.
Yeah, but it was luck.
So yeah, I
So you missed Craig's Whiting's first goal,
yeah. So if
even though you were going to put it
I was
on.
gonna put £2 on Craig Whiting at 6-1, first goal scorer, and then I didn't put it on because Craig Whiting for Hearts hasn't been too good. But I looked at the lineup and I was like, right, he's up front on his own. If anyone's gonna score, it's probably gonna be him. Didn't put it on. Inside like a minute 20, he'd scored a penalty. After that, I was thinking in the same thought process, and I was like, if anyone else in this Hearts team's going to score, it's Craig Halkett. If you know about the Hearts team from last night, Craig Halkett wasn't playing. So I saw 12-1 Craig Halkett, next goal scorer, bearing in mind he wasn't on the park. He wasn't on the pitch. He was sat on the subs bench. 12 minutes in, I saw this. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll chuck 50p a quid. I can't remember how much I put on it. I'll chuck that on Craig Halkett to score. And then I realised as soon as I put the bet on that Craig Halkett wasn't playing. So that wasn't so good.
Awful.
But then
And you
I bet
couldn't cash
on.
out
No, I couldn't cash out
or
either.
get your money back. Yeah.
But then I bet on Craig Whiting to score next, and he did. And then I bet on Hearts and over 3.5 goals, and that also happened. So I ended up winning like a tenner.
Over two and a half goals.
3.5.
Or 3.5 in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Please
so,
gamble responsibly.
Yeah, please gamble. Just don't do it. Actually, the fool's game. It's a stupid thing to get into. But we all
Yeah.
love it. So yeah,
Yeah.
Hearts.
I don't really think it was a convincing performance. I watched the game.
No, convincing.
Especially in the second half. Like,
Second half was bad. First
oh,
half we were decent. Also, we should probably talk about the fact that that handball for the penalty, never a handball.
Is that twice
Ever,
now
it
you've been given penalties for handballs that weren't handballs?
cannons off his shoulder blade. The second one I would say is a penalty.
I thought it was weak.
I think it has to be given as a penalty though. The way he takes him down,
Yeah,
grab
but
his kind of grab his leg.
it's when I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, it's obviously the second tackles. What's the penalties given for?
Yeah.
Didn't even think the first one should have been given at the time. Like,
Yeah, Kyle Benedictus, I think his name is, gave away 2 penalties.
got booked for the handball
Did
in inverted
for the one that
commas,
was
but didn't get booked for pulling the leg.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
I mean, Craig White had put them both away, and then his third goal was actually really, really nice.
The
Put the
one
ball up
from-
in his own half,
In his half, yeah.
inside, outside a player, and then slotted. I think left-footed as well, slotted it away, bottom corner. And then of the Count Dooku for Ray.
Oh, on you go.
Yeah, he scored.
I was having a great
He
time
scored a belter
watching him
for
play.
them, to be fair.
It was some strike.
But yeah, I mean, we played 3, we won 3, same as Scotland, except we conceded 1. And we had more shots on target in like the game last night than Scotland
That's it, and
had.
you scored more goals.
But yeah, I'm relatively happy with it.
Also, you were playing a lot lower opposition
Yeah,
than Scotland did play over that
yeah,
squad.
I think again with Hearts is that I'm with Robbie Nielsen in that we're here to get promoted. We're not here to obviously winning the Betfred Cup. I wouldn't complain. Like I'm not an idiot, but
If it detracts from the league, yeah.
we're
it's not worth
here
it.
to get promoted. If Robbie Nielsen wants to fire out teams like the one last night every time we play in the Betfred Cup, I'll have absolutely no complaints if it means that the first team can play every week for in the
Yep.
league. So yeah, moving on to Ben, Cali Thistle fan.
Cali,
You've
we
obviously
played
played your
Cam
3
Beef
games.
yesterday.
2 games since the last called. How have they
No,
been?
this was our second game.
Do you not play 3 games?
No, wait, no,
Yeah,
no,
surely you do.
no.
Oh yeah, Crowd and Beef
What, have
last
you got
night.
another game?
Cam Beef last night, a very
on
convincing
Tuesday.
0-0 draw. So, Jesus. Yeah, it was actually a stronger team than the Hearts game, arguably,
Yeah,
because we had McHattie at left back over
Baller.
Harper. McHattie, who should be a better player. We had Vincent and Welsh in midfield. Vincent, who's also sort of a first teamer, and we had James Keatings on, I think, right wing. We couldn't watch the game. Cali were going to live stream it. They've been testing out their live streaming partners or like whatever that the facilities and their cameras. Said they've been testing it in preseason, and were wanting this to be the final test, and they wanted to stream it for free, and they found out the day before. They released it the day of, but I think they found out the day before from whoever organises the Betfred Cup that you can't stream it for free. Yeah, and they'd promised to stream it for free, and they're like, sorry guys, can't do much about it. But that's absolutely fine because it was a 0-0.
No.
So yeah, but
so how does this work? That you only play 2 games, but Hearts play 3.
I think just people love giving Hearts an unfair advantage this
Well, it's
season.
because this is not an unfair advantage. Well, there's 5 teams, so one team has to get a bye every round, I guess.
We've got a game against Wraith on the 10th of November, and then the East 5 game on the 14th of November.
So Hearts, I think, still have 1 game to play.
Yeah, you've still got 1 game. It's a 5 team group. There you go. That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
say.
So every team, essentially, every round of fixtures gets a bye, which is why...
Right, okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, we should be winning our next 2 games. I mean, we should have won against Canterbury considering they're the lowest ranked team.
We said last week on the pod that you should be winning every game from here on out, and
we should have.
You didn't.
No, but we should be. However, the only caveat is Robbo, sort of like Robbie Nielsen was saying, this cup competition is not important. Robbo said, I'm considering it pre-season. I'm just happy my boys are getting competitive games to get warmed up for the season.
I think there'll be a lot of teams like that.
Yeah, I think everyone. No one cares about the cup, really.
Yeah, and obviously Cali aren't, I don't want to say a similar position to Hearts because it's very different.
We're in a similar position to Dundee.
Yeah, but in the way that Cali, the main focus will be the league. It's not like try get a wee cup run. It's get promoted.
The main focus is finish second and then win the matches against whoever finishes bottom in the Premiership.
But will you finish second? We'll find out later in our predictions.
Well, we won't find out later. We'll guess later, and then we'll find out in May.
in like 9 months, yeah.
It's probably in about 3 months when the season then gets just called to an end with it.
Null and void.
So yeah, we alluded to it earlier, but there was a 15-14 on penalties. Stranraer losing to Albion Rovers.
Yep.
That's literally all I've got to say about that.
Imagine being the one that misses the 14th.
Yeah.
The 15th.
Like misses that penalty.
Yeah. How did it go? Was it literally something there?
Yeah.
Like how many penalties got taken?
29.
As in like...
I'm not sure.
So was there literally only 1 missed?
Yeah, and it was the last Stranraer one.
That's minging that. That's so sad. I feel so bad for that bloke.
Trying to find the thing.
Conor McManus.
I know that.
Oh, ex-Celtic player.
We're feeling less bad now, are we?
I'm pretty sure I signed him in Football Manager and he was quality. And he was my penalty taker. So that's
ironic. Yeah, so we have the final point on our top sheet. I don't know who wrote it, but...
I just noted it as a point related to COVID stuff. Apologies, because Dunfermline beat Kilmarnock 3-0, and Kilmarnock had to field a team predominantly youth players.
So they didn't have to... Ironically, so that they didn't have to take a 3-0 loss.
They just tired out some of their players. They played Chris Burke and Klamala, is that it?
Yeah, both of my fantasy teams, so that's not great that they played them.
Yeah.
Klamala,
yeah. So...
Is he not a Celtic player?
No, it's not Klamala, it's something else.
Oh, Patrick Kimbamba.
Kibamba.
Okay.
Not Patrick either, because that is Klamala.
Patrick Kibamba.
It might be Patrick.
That would be a Celtic player, surely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of our Betfred Cup roundup, I would say.
If there's anything we missed, tell us on Twitter.
At Hoofball Pod, or on YouTube, if this goes on YouTube, which I think it is maybe gonna perhaps
potentially
looking for confirmation there. Yeah, but I know what's going on. I know what I'm talking about.
His name's definitely not Patrick. It begins with an N.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Natrick, perhaps.
Natty.
I'll look.
Natty, Christian, big boy.
Okay, so we talked about Dunfermline there and Cali and Hearts, so we may as well go into our championship predictions.
Trying to steal my job as doing
no, look at this.
That's
Just keep things going.
outrageous.
I'm just your Stevie White.
Stevie White. Right, so should we do this in the? We'll say first place, and then we'll all say who we're gonna say, and then
At the
do
same
that.
time. I mean,
I mean,
actually may as well
we
say at the
actually
same
cannot
time.
say it at the same time because presumably we've all written down Hearts, right?
Oh,
Have we?
really?
If you're
I
not,
went
Rafe
United.
Rovers, not we?
Rafe Rovers, is it?
Oh,
So
No,
who have we all got
obviously.
first? It is Hearts, isn't it?
Hearts, yeah.
It has to be. There's no.
Strongest team in that league. On paper, a team that should be finishing top 6 in the Premiership. Never mind top of the Championship.
Wait, how are you going to finish top 6 in the Premiership when you finished last season? And you sold some of your better players
I said on paper.
on
Didn't
paper.
say in real life.
Oh.
On paper, the squad is good enough to finish top half in the Premiership. I would say
Who do you think you're better than in the Premiership?
most of them.
St. Mirren,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Hibs.
Yes.
Livingston now, definitely.
You're not better than Hibs.
Hibs now, no. Hibs at the moment.
We'll find out. October 31st in that spooky Scottish Cup fixture.
I hope for that game you have some nicknames for each player, like a Halloween pun for each of their names.
I actually found out yesterday that I'm meant to be out for dinner for my girlfriend's best mate's birthday on the day of it.
You're
I'm
joking.
not. I wish I was.
Sod it.
Just so you know,
It's not your
Hamish
best
isn't
mate.
feeling well that day.
There doesn't what?
Feeling well, just quite poorly.
Sorry, Sarah.
Got a bit of the COVID.
Not a funny joke, Ben.
Thank
Good
you.
one, man. Peely
Come on,
Wally in
please.
that. Second place, I've gone for Dundee. I imagine we'll be pretty similar in that too.
Yeah. Ben's 100%
Ben
put
looks like
Cali.
he's written
put
down
Cali.
Cali. You've
I
put
mean, I was
Cali.
going to put Cali. I had to.
Finished second last season?
Yeah, well, we were. Yeah, we were in second place when the season was cancelled.
Yeah, but then you lost everyone.
Shut up.
Tom
Well,
Walsh
yes.
is the one that I've written down. I think that's the biggest.
Tom Walsh went to Ayr United.
Yeah.
I forgot about him last week. I feel bad about that.
He
I
did
only
what?
mentioned the players that went to the Premiership. Not the
Why
ones
did he
that
go
stayed
to
in the
Ayr?
league.
Yeah, but I don't actually know why that happened. Why would he go to Ayr?
Money?
Ayr?
Ayr have
Maybe
more money than Cali?
he's from. Yes, right now I think they
How
do
much is it?
because Cali didn't manage to sell anyone. I think did Ayr not sell Alan Forrest to Livy,
Yeah.
or was that a free? So I think they might have some money.
I don't actually know. I know that he went from there to there. I don't know if it was a sell or a free.
Yeah.
Either way, they'd probably get
I
money.
believe he's from Glasgow because he's Rangers youth. Maybe he wanted to be closer to home.
He is Rangers youth. That's a very good
So
shout.
maybe he wants to be closer to
Forgot
home.
about
That could be a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. I feel like it was a money situation, because we had to release players to save money. So I think he was just one of the ones that we just
Yeah,
couldn't keep on.
You released a lot of players, which is why I've not got you in second.
But I think we've made some okay signings, and I'm an optimist.
What makes the Cali Thistle team better than the Dundee team?
We don't have a 50-year-old granddad in Cermid.
He's definitely better than what you've got, though.
I think Sean Welsh could do all right against Charlie Adam.
Nah.
I mean, Charlie Adam, I don't know.
They've got a central midfielder partnership with Graham Dons and Charlie Adam, don't they?
Oh, that
Yeah, I think
pace
so.
is going to be brutal. They
Yeah.
get overran.
So,
The
Are they just
other
gonna hack
signings,
players?
just for Dundee, that I wrote down was they brought in Lee Ashcroft and they brought in Darry Mullen, which have both been put down as good signings. Both strikers that had 2 goals in the season last year.
they also signed
Good
a
signings.
striker on loan from Celtic.
Oh yes, they did. Afolobi, I think.
Yeah.
They also brought in Osman So, who's ex-Hearts, ripped
Horrific
up the
signing.
championship with us.
Dundee
He was at Dundee United, yeah.
last season?
Yeah, he was.
Was he at Falkirk?
I don't know. But he ripped up the championship with us, but that was obviously not very good for Dundee United.
Clearly.
Hence why he's been let go. But now he's at Dundee.
I've just typed in Osman So into Google. No, the first photo that pops up is Osman So and someone from Little Mix.
Oh, nice.
Who?
Good for him.
She was sharing memes of Osman So.
Oh, it'll be... I know what meme it'll be. Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't even know how many players Dundee signed. I just assumed they signed most of Celtic's youth. So I've got Celtic 2s next to that.
Celtic twos.
So I think Dundee and Cali are relatively on par.
I
Maybe Dundee have had some better signings.
I think everywhere from second to fifth is really close.
Yeah, I think we've all got the same second to fifth.
I don't think we've got the same second to fifth. I think
What
I've
is
thrown a
in,
bit of
no,
a.
I meant teams, not in terms of order.
Oh right, yeah. Well, yeah,
I
because
think
we've,
the teams
we've
I
are.
don't
already
know.
got different second to fifth.
Yeah, I know.
So I've got first Hearts, second Dundee. Ben, you've got first Hearts, second Cali,
Right.
and Hugh, you've got the same as me. Right, third place, Hugh. Who have you gone for?
Inverness.
Ben, Dundee, presumably.
Dundee, yeah.
Uh, I've gone for Dunfermline.
Oh, mate. Oh, I'm absolutely fuming.
I think Dunfermline have signed really well.
The
I think
Brummen have signed really well.
Yep, I agree with saying
Declan
quite well.
McManus, top scorer in League One. Kevin O'Hara, third top scorer in the Championship.
Good signing.
Stephen Whitaker, I don't know if he's any good anymore, but I've heard of him. So,
He'll be
He
good in the
won the
dressing room
Premiership last.
pardon
and good
me,
in the
Yeah,
training
good
ground. He
great in the
should be
dressing
good.
room.
dressing room.
I don't like him very much in
Of
terms of
course you don't.
football, based on just who he's played for, obviously.
I will still stand by one of the best goals I've saw
Yeah.
at that night in Europe, just
Oh,
through the whole split in the middle.
what a
Oh,
goal! Yeah, player. It
oh, I
is the.
remember it.
See, I think Dunfermline have signed really well. I think that's a bit
Yes.
bold to put them ahead of Inverness. But
Yeah,
when you've got all the
Maybe
losses
not.
that Inverness had, I think that Dunfermline arguably have a better team right now. Also, I know they were playing against Killy's like reserve side, but they
They
did
did
win 3-0.
good well. Yeah. I think Dunfermline are a good team. I've put Cali second, Dundee third, and Dunfermline fourth. But I think the points are going to be so
I
close.
think especially between third, fourth, maybe even fifth, I think will be like a matter of 3 points.
So,
I think
so I presume your fourth is Cali then,
my fourth is Cali. Yeah, I've not
and
gone
your fifth
completely.
is.
imagine it wasn't. Imagine how angry Ben
Cali
would
get
have
Oh
been.
mate,
relegated.
if you put Air or Arbroath above Cali,
Yeah, I've got Cali in fourth. Have you boys gone for Dunfermline there
yep.
I went for a
or
broth.
both?
You went
Yeah,
Arbroath fourth.
yeah.
Jeez,
They were really good last year, to
You
be
know,
fair.
finished
they
fifth
were really good
last year.
against Cali last year in that
Yeah.
game we went to go see.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were fifth on points per game. I've got written down. I don't know why I did that with my tongue there, but yeah, they were fifth on points per game. Uh, I don't really know
Yeah, I
too
feel
much
like
about their ins and outs, to be honest with you. I know that they don't have Ben
so
Sterling anymore, who was in their back line a lot of last season.
They lost, I believe, their longest serving player slash their club captain. They lost as one of them. I saw it on Twitter, and it was just because he got a job somewhere else.
I think that they got that Mikko Virtanen uh, from Aberdeen back on loan. He was really good that day we went to see them. He was really good.
See the one that scored the belter.
yeah,
Yeah. They've got Connor Smith as well from Hearts. It's like a 18-year-old, 17-year-old that plays for Hearts. They've got Chris Doolan in.
Oh
Oh,
really?
what
Oh
a
yeah,
baller!
of course.
He's
That's
been
not a
about.
bad signing.
They got Chris Doolan in,
Yeah,
and then they also picked up James
Leicester Cup.
Cragen from. He was at Fylde before. That's probably a pretty good signing from Fylde. You've got to think.
Gallagher?
Filed. Is that
Scott
English
Gallagher as well.
team?
Yeah, Fylde or Conference North or South, depending on where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott Gallagher as well from Airdronians, and then also I'm gonna butcher this name. Michael Ruth, be what I'd go for.
Yeah, that's definitely not a difficult name.
Well, it might have been Rough, Rough, Rough. Yeah, so I mean, it seems as if they've made their team better from last year.
Departures, goalie. That goalie left and went to Kelly Hearts,
Kelly Hearts,
so I'm going to say
he's
it's
gone
not.
down.
Yeah.
MLS.
So wait, so is Arbroath? So wait, Arbroath is 5th for you, Hugh? 4th? No, 4th.
Fourth for me. No, see the players that they've signed, and we said, oh, they seem quite good.
Yeah.
The ones that they had last season, they just loaned them back.
Oh,
That's a good piece of
Roof.
business.
Yeah, I remember they have. I didn't know they had Roof last year.
Yeah, they did.
Do they have an agreement with Aberdeen? It's a couple of Aberdeen
Not that I know
players
of.
there.
It might just have been the players didn't get to play the full season there and wanted to go back.
Yeah, that's true. It
We
gives
just
them
loved
first
it
team
so much in
football as well.
Arbroath.
So I mean, I doubt they're complaining.
Exactly.
So yeah, then in 5th for me, did we say 5th? No,
Yeah,
not
Hugh did.
No,
No,
not really.
you haven't.
5th for me. Ayr United. I know they
Same.
lost Alan Forrest. They lost a few players actually, a few relatively decent players.
The keeper they had on loan, was he back there?
Yeah, he went back
Okay, Ross.
from
Is it
Villa
Ross
actually.
doing?
Yeah, but they brought in Dario Zanata, ex Hearts player.
Yep.
I mean, decent at that level, especially Tom Walsh, as we've already said. I think as well will be a decent signing for them. They've also brought in. Let me get this up. Yeah, they brought back that keeper. God, it's a hard name to say. Viljami Sinisalo. Can't say I know much about him.
Viljami. Sure thing, Bob.
Viljami?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
William.
Okay, him. Yeah, they've brought back a few players they had on loan last year, as well as improving their squad. I think someone has to miss out on the playoffs, and I think
Correct.
that they're just not as strong as Dunfermline, Calais, or Dundee would be what I'd say.
I
I
hope
think that
not.
I think other teams have recruited better. I mean, Tom Walsh, I think, is a really good signing for them actually.
I think it's a good signing. He's
But
creative.
Very
I
good.
think other teams have recruited better than they have, which is why I've put them just missing out on the playoffs. But as I say, I do think, especially that third, fourth, fifth, will be like excruciatingly close. So, what about you guys? Who have you
Yeah,
guys
so
got in a fifth position?
I've got Dunfermline
Yeah,
in there.
And I've got Ayr
Just we've
United.
talked about very solid. Says like very good players coming in. I'm not sure if that way you don't know if they'll go together straight away.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they've got to come together to play. Like, it's the same way any team brings in a new kind of crop. They've got to fit in together. I think that's the most difficult
And they
bit.
have definitely lost key players
Yeah,
to their squad. Like there was quite a lot there. So I'm just looking at who's went out. Ryan Scully, is him? Maybe it's a goalie. Yeah, they've lost quite a few. Did they get
Daniel
in
Harvey
Fawn Williams?
as
But
well. He's gone to
yeah,
Yeah, MK Dons.
Dons.
Bruce Anderson? Or is he back?
Danny,
He's gone
He's
back.
back.
Danny Devine
Diane Devine's from
Went to
Dunfermline.
Cali.
He left Dunfermline.
Yeah, went to Cali.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel
Yeah,
Harvey
so I don't
was
know.
at Ayr. My bad. Not at Dunfermline. My apologies. Yeah, I think there was always going to be a bit of a mix up with those kind of positions. Like we were always going to be a bit different because it's quite hard to predict, especially this year. I think you've got Hearts running away with it, predictably running away with it. But then the next four positions are so tight,
Yeah.
and
I even think the next 5 positions as well.
I actually think really, yeah, I think the next four are really tight, and then I think the next three, like six, I think 2, 3, 4, 5 are really tight, and then 6, 7, 8 is really tight. And I imagine the gap
Yeah.
between them, especially in a 27 game season, won't be huge.
Because Ben, who have you got 5th?
5th, I've got Ayr.
Well,
And then 6th, I've got Arbroath.
I've got Arbroath as well.
Ah,
Okay.
I've got 6th here.
There. Yeah. So I think the 2 to 6 we've all got same
Yeah,
teams,
pretty
other way around.
Yeah.
Different way around.
standard.
7th.
7th, who are we going for?
I put down Morton, but I don't
Okay.
know if I believe that or if I want to
I
keep
put in
Wraith.
Was that their position last season, or were they second bottom last season? It's one or the other.
Morton finished 7th last season
7th,
as well.
yeah.
They
Sheep.
finish second of every season, it seems.
Hugh, what about you?
I've done Morton as well. There was that one season they done really well, and then they got relegated.
I've got Queen of the South in 7th.
In 7th, you got Queen of the South.
Yep.
Queen of the South?
Don't ask why.
Are you sure?
I think
It took
Aiden.
me a second.
I think Aiden Fitzpatrick on loan from Norwich City will be a great signing for them.
Queen of the South? Are you sure?
And Harry Robinson from Motherwell as 2 wingers. That's exactly what he needed from last season.
What do you think?
Oh, they got Connor Shields from Aldershot Town, and he was all right for Aldershot Town last season.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not even bullshitting. I actually kind of know that.
I'll give you that.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
I think that's a bit of a weird one, but
You know, I put Morton Swab because they got Josh McPake.
Josh
That's a great young player.
Gary Oliver as well. He's ex-Hearts.
Morton's ins are massive. Like the number of people they've got in, but that's because it's all from their reserves or
Reserves,
loans.
Did you hear about their like Morton TV package?
Yeah.
To watch it, it failed.
Yeah.
And then so they put it up for you on YouTube, but the camera operators just kept zooming the ball in and stuff. I was zooming like in on the ball, and there was another team in the lower end of the Scottish football who got an automatic camera that just followed the ball. But to bring revenue into the club, they got advertising boards
Mhm.
at the back of the stadium, and had a rat that ran along it. And sometimes if the rat ran the wrong way, the camera would just follow it instead of the ball.
That's mental.
Just awful.
That's good. Yeah, I think Morton look alright. They finished last season actually pretty well.
Sure.
So I mean, obviously they can't exactly carry that form over because it was 7
9
months ago,
8 months ago. Yeah,
8 months ago. But yeah, I think they those three. I think Wraith, those two even Wraith and Morton, they're a bit meh. I think they're probably quite interchangeable.
Wraith or
I don't know. I put Wraith even further down than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought.
Oh yeah, I've got Wraith in 9th.
Well, I've got Wraith in 8th place.
Okay.
I thought that Wraith they looked decent against Hearts. I mean, they made us uncomfortable, as you guys were saying earlier. I think they looked all right. They didn't look spectacular, obviously, but I mean that striker looks that Dooku looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put them in at 8th position. Who have you boys got in at 8th? I mean, I can kind of figure it out by process of
Morton.
elimination.
Morton. I didn't realise Wraith signed Jamie McDonald.
Queen.
Yeah,
As I've got Queen of
How
the
about that?
Queen of Life in 9th,
8th.
8th. Oh, maybe I've put Queen of the South too low. Maybe I shouldn't have reacted
I've
like
done-
that when Ben said it. Ben, who did you have in 8th? Sorry,
Who did I? Sorry, so 7th Queen of the South, 8th Morton.
Morrison. Right. Then
I didn't realise how good some of Wraith signings were. Jamie McDonald, Mai Duku, Regan Tumulty, Frankie Musonda, who I believe is ex-Chelsea youth,
well,
and
that's
Gozi
Charlie's
Ugwu.
brother.
I'm not sure actually.
I was going to say he's got staying on loan for Celtic at one point, but no, not him.
Charlie. Gozi Ugwu, who used to play in League 2 and was okay, but he was at Ebbs Fleet United, who aren't as good. But yeah, like the Regan Tumulty's not a bad signing. That's from Morton as well. And Jay McDonald's obviously has as you know, Hamish, is a solid goalkeeper.
Yeah. That Ethan Ross they had came on. He's on loan from Aberdeen. He came
Aberdeen.
on yesterday. He was pretty good. He wasn't spectacular, but he
John
looks
Baird
clear
left
that
Wraith for Mandurah City.
way.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
9th position. I think we've all got the same team.
I've got Wraith.
Oh no, we don't all have the same.
I've got
I've got Alloa.
Oh. Well, then I can
I've
guess.
got Alloa too.
So you've
Because
got,
I've
you've
got
got Queen of
Alloa
the
to
South
get
and 10th.
relegated, right?
I've got Queen of the South to go.
And I always think Alloa are going to get relegated, just like Hamilton.
I always think
And they don't.
Queen of the South are going to get relegated every year.
And they managed to not.
Yeah.
Did Wraith not come up though in like quite dodgy points
Yeah.
circumstances?
Yes.
Brass
Yeah.
neck, they,
I kind of hope they go down as well.
yeah.
I'd
Right.
love them to go down, being from near Kirkcaldy and not supporting them.
I go past
So,
their
yeah.
stadium quite a lot when I'm on the train.
Yeah, you have to.
Right next to the train line as well.
Yeah.
It's a shite stadium.
Yeah, I thought that Alloa.
Stadiums and football in Wraith.
I thought that Alloa just didn't. They've got nothing that particularly impresses me, but what they've got impresses me a bit more than Queen of the South do, personally. Though I'm now saying that, and I am thinking maybe not. But I mean, I don't know. I
don't
just
know.
always think that
Oh, the bottom table's always close.
I always think Queen of the South are going to go down. So yeah, you boys both got Alloa to go down.
Yeah.
Alloa goes straight down. Yeah.
Apologies, Alloa fans,
Apologies, Queen of the South fans.
if you're listening.
So shall we
But it has to come.
rattle down our lists personally? We'll also tweet them to the at Hoofball Pod just so people can see them. But my championship prediction table goes Hearts in first, Dundee in second, Dunfermline in third, Inverness in fourth, Ayr in fifth, Arbroath in sixth, Morton in seventh, Wraith in eighth, Alloa in ninth, and Queen of the South in 10th. That's what I've got down. Ben, do you want to
Okay.
rattle off yours?
Hearts first, Cali second, Dundee third, Dunfermline fourth, Ayr fifth, Arbroath sixth, Queen of the South seventh, Morton eighth, Wraith ninth, and Alloa to get relegated.
And Hugh?
I've got Hearts first, Dundee second, Inverness third, Arbroath fourth, Dunfermline fifth, Ayr sixth, Morton seventh, Queen of the South eighth, ninth is Wraith Rovers, and relegated is Alloa.
Hugh, you could do the bingo, by the way. That
Yeah.
voice would work with the
What, I almost forgot what number was like 1, 2, 3. What comes next? Oh,
Or
it's
you
a
could do like
disaster.
the Radio 5 Live confirmed scores.
But yeah, oh
That
yeah.
one.
You should look into that for sure.
We'll put these up on Twitter and we should try and see what the odds are for each of our predictions. If you can get an odds for that table being exactly that.
Exactly that.
Can you just do an
Mr.
ACCA?
Bet, yeah.
Do an ACCA. Each of us put on a £1 ACCA for our table.
What, for Hearts to get promoted? I think
No,
that's not
but
good.
for the
Fucking
table,
you much
for
money.
like every position to be correct, Hugh.
I don't know if you'll be able to do that anywhere.
No?
No. You should be able to. Like, that'd be good. But
Yeah, I don't think
I
people
don't know
will
anything
offer.
about betting.
I doubt any reputable betting apps are offering you who's going to finish 8th place in the Scottish Championship.
We'll go for the unreputable ones then.
probably get promotion and relegation.
You might also get best of the rest. You normally get that in the Premier League, like best outside the old firm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get a best of the rest, get a bet. But yeah, we'll look into it. It'll be on the Hoofball at Hoofball Pod on Twitter. We'll try put it up there. All right. So enough of the predictions. Moving on to a different form of prediction. It's fantasy football.
Uh-oh.
So obviously it is Old Firm week, which makes things a little.
There's actual games this weekend.
Yeah, it's a real life game. It makes things a little bit difficult for putting a team together. I personally have actually taken out all the Celtic players in my team, which I think might be a bit of a
So
bold one.
it's a very staunch move.
But due to the fact that Aberdeen have a double game week this week, I've replaced Callum McGregor with Lewis Ferguson. So that was my transfer for the week. But then
That's a good move.
also, because my team's been a bit in the mud the past couple of weeks, I took Odsonne Edouard out because he hasn't been great. And I put Kevin Nisbet back in my team. I don't know why I ever really take him out, to be honest. Yeah, I'm still going to wait a couple of days for.
Because he was injured. He got injured for a few
Yeah, that's
weeks.
true. I don't actually know. I'll just check now. Yeah, Ajeti is still a doubt for the weekend at the moment. I don't know.
But Edward should be back, is what they're
Edward
saying.
should be back, so I don't know whether to stick Edward back in because I've got Ross Stewart in from County. He's not been very good the past few games. So I mean,
And County have Hibs next, so I don't really expect them to win.
yeah,
I don't want them
No.
to win, full stop, but I don't expect them to win either.
I'd like them to win.
No.
I've done the same transfer to you, Hamish. I've taken out I took out Peter Pollitt.
Yeah,
I got in Lewis Ferguson
nice.
because
Yeah,
very good player for points.
Okay, why did you have Peter Pollitt in there in the first place?
He was a backup player,
Beaver, I've got Jimmy McGrath.
and I'm pretty sure I think I put him in like my second game week, but he'd had like a banging 2 first games.
Oh, okay.
Like his points were pretty good for midfielders.
I would say that Lewis Ferguson is a bit of a. I don't want to say a must-have because
He's a good option because he's
it
still
might be a
relatively
must-have
cheap.
for this week. To be fair, based on the fact that they play twice. Yeah,
I've made him vice captain. I
he's
don't know if that's a
racked
good
up
move.
43 points so far this season, and he's only going to set you back. Well, only, but he's going to set you back 4.3
4.3.
million. Which, when you look at the other players around him, Yanis Hadji is the closest in value, and he's 5.4. You've got Alan Forrest in
Yeah.
there, who's got 10 less points as well, and he's a million less. But yeah, I think Lewis Ferguson is putting up like top 2 midfielder numbers. I think it's worth a punt, definitely.
Absolutely.
Especially with a double game week.
Yeah, especially
Actually,
with the double game. It might even be worth a captain.
Who do Livy have? Kilmarnock. Oh,
Very good. That
Might
one.
it's another
even
one
be
for
worth a
Alan
captain.
Forrest to get some points in.
I think I'll stick with captaining. Oh no, I don't know. Barisic is
still
my
got-
captain.
It's a risky one.
I've got
Like,
Tavernier
I'm
as
not
captain.
sure.
I think that with Celtic, with the players they've got out, you've probably got to make Rangers favourites. I would say, personally,
Obviously, we've still got a solid team, but we've still got players out injured.
yeah.
People, Roof, Barisic can be a doubt
Okay.
Better not.
a little
No
bit.
defence.
He better not be a better player.
Yeah, I've still got
Um,
both Rangers.
Ilan
fullbacks.
missed out in on international duty with Sweden because came back with a knock.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's not like either team's full strength.
definitely make it cut and dry. Celtic have the players out injured, but I feel like we have quite a few as well.
Yeah. You're also just seem to never be confident in an old firm.
Oh, I'd never.
When was the last time you won an Old Firm?
Last year,
Yeah. Ryan Kent
Christmas.
was it with a gun head one? Was that last year?
Yeah, no, that was in Aberdeen when we went to Aberdeen.
I know. I'm sorry,
Was it not?
I was confusing
I can't remember. Oh well. Yeah.
the Old Firm with the Merseyside Derby.
Oh,
I just remember
maybe
hearing
the
about a
Aberdeen
derby
one.
where one team, the team in blue, hadn't won. That was just like that was the only memory I had. They hadn't won in 10 years or something crazy like that.
Yeah, that game's this weekend as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that might be my.
On Saturday. Saturday's ruined. Need to watch both of them.
Yeah, Scottish football.
Sorry.
Fantasy football. Yeah, I'm sticking. I might just brave it. I
Just
have
read out your team and then we can
the
give our
money to
opinions.
get rid of one of. I have the money to get a decent defender in and not have to get rid of one of Tav or Barisic. But yeah, my team for this week is looking like Laidlaw in goals, just because I haven't replaced him yet. I've got Tavernier and Barisic as centre back, which I'm a bit unsure about. And then I've got Sean Want in centre back as well, who also has a double game week for Hamilton, because Aberdeen versus Hamilton is the second game.
Mhm.
And I got Ryan Kent in as well. Again, a little bit unsure about it. Chris Burke, Lewis Ferguson, and
So
Alan Forrest complete my midfield, and then up front I've got Nisbet and Kabamba, Nick Kabamba. There we go, that's his name.
There we go.
And then I've got Ross Stewart as well, but Ross Stewart's definitely subject to change, I would say.
Mhm.
it's a pretty solid team
Yeah.
for
It's
points.
been good for me so far this season. Joint first in our mini league. I'm 1,008th in our in the mega league. Yeah, the ones I'd be unsure about was the fact I've not got a single Celtic player in there. I think I
Mhm.
might have to just stick one up front. Just stick Edward
Just
up
in
front.
case.
He's the type of player that will score.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then obviously the two at the back. Is it worth? Because obviously Doige is injured this week. Josh Doige for Hibs. So is it worth
Yeah.
taking him out and putting a Celtic defender in?
Doig doesn't cost much though.
Yeah, but
What Doig?
because I've taken out Doig, because I've taken
Was
out
it?
Edward for Nisbet and McGregor for Ferguson in for McGregor, I've got like 4.5 million in the bank.
I feel like
All right.
Hibs are a safer bet this week than Celtic
Yeah, but Doig's
because
injured.
Hibs.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying in general though. Like
Yeah,
I trust Hibs to win more than I trust Celtic to beat Rangers.
yeah, I'd agree. It's just it.
Yeah, that's mental from budget. Oh no, from like points for defenders. Frimpong's the highest Celtic player with 45.
Oh.
The next closest to him is Goldson, who's the third best player per points at 57. And that's nothing compared to Tav's 97.
67, yeah.
Yeah, Tavernier has been clutch.
Barisic 67. Those three. It was those three clean sheet or four clean sheets. How many games did you not concede in? Like 6 or something.
F5, I think it
Right,
was.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Be fair, Shane Duffy could be doing well for Celtic.
Shane Duffy seems to be scoring quite a lot actually.
I've got the fear that we can't defend centre backs.
Yeah.
Oh, defend like corners
Yeah.
and stuff, and centre back comes in, he'll just score.
He's gonna go in.
Shane Duffy he scored twice in his first two and hasn't scored since, but he did get an assist last game. So yeah, what about your boys' teams? What are they looking like? Draw before.
So I've got in goals Robbie McCrory. Doesn't get points that often, but you know, have to have him.
You have to.
That's last week. I want my new players.
Go to managed team.
Yeah, got it. Don't you worry. I've got Barisic at the back
Yeah.
with Frimpong as well, and Porteous, who is one player that I'm looking to sell, but I keep getting injuries of more important players to sell him first.
Yeah.
At midfield, of 5 players: Forrest, Burke, Kent, Hadji, Ferguson.
Yeah.
Should all get points, I'd hope. Clark and Nisbet up front.
Clark
Nice.
and this-
Right, and that team doesn't change much
Wait, Nicky
week in,
Clark
week out.
from Dundee United.
Yeah.
You think Dundee United are going to score goals against Aberdeen or win against Aberdeen?
I think they could, yeah. Don't think Aberdeen are that good this season so far.
Yeah, they've not really been.
But that team's not changed that much, right?
Yeah.
It is doing shit for points.
Oh yeah, you're like
Horrific.
Maybe we should change it then.
But like, who can you do? You look at it in general, and it's like, oh, I brought in players that are good and take out like bad ones. But I'm like just rotating a few bad players. Like, oh, he's had a few good game weeks. Bring him in. And he's shit. Just it just winds me
Sounds
up.
like you're not very good at fantasy football.
That is exactly what it sounds like, Ben.
Wait, where are you in our league? Let me just double check.
second bottom.
I'm 7th out of 8. Yeah,
7th out of 8. Classic.
50 points behind fucking like
Ben, you're sixth. So
Shh.
Alright,
I'm
Ben,
only
who's in
99 points behind you, Hamish.
who's in, yeah, you're yeah.
So, one sec. I do. Manage team. Right, in goals, I have Joe Lewis from Aberdeen. Because Aberdeen have got a double game week, Dundee United again, and Hamilton. I think they could win both and hopefully get clean sheets in at least one. And my other keeper is Ross Laidlaw from Ross County, and because they got Hibs, no ways he's starting. And obviously double game week. My back three will start with the best, Tavernier, as captain, and then because my plan when I first picked my first team back at the start of the season was get Tavernier in, and after that, as many ex-Cali players as I could muster. So we've got Cole Donaldson and Jamie McCart as other centre backs. And I appreciate I just said that Hibs should beat Ross County, and I've got a Ross County centre back in my defence.
Carl
But my
Truman.
other option
But
is
it didn't
Mark
beat your
Reynolds.
tactic of alley players.
But I'm sticking by my Cali players, even though I think Cole Donaldson last week dropped to -2. And then Jamie McCart, St Johnstone against Hamilton. We'll see. My midfield, Lewis Ferguson as vice captain, James Forrest, Chris Burke, as I think all three of us have got those three. And then I've got Jamie McGrath, who's just a cheap buy, who's from St Mirren. But I believe he's actually been getting some minutes. And St Mirren have got Motherwell. Maybe they could salvage, maybe they could get a win or a draw. Who knows? And my front three are Doidge, Clark, and Watkins. And I'd normally have Christie in the team over McGrath, but obviously Christie's not injured this week. And I didn't want to transfer.
Yeah, fair.
Because I got no transfers left.
Isolating.
Well, yeah, injured in the app.
Yeah.
What's worrying for me with your team, Ben, is you've picked players that are like ex-Cali players, and you're still above me in the league.
Goddamn right. It's great. Molly Watkins, I was buzzing about that. That's a decent signing for Aberdeen, in my opinion.
Molly Watkins is actually a pretty good one, yeah.
He was great for us. I miss him lots.
Yeah,
But sadly, we have Miles Story. Bit of a downgrade.
This game week is pretty much entirely dependent for me on how Rangers play, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think as well, we're going to start on Twitter again, putting our teams out like the day before the fixtures, showing people what we've got.
That'll be good. That will remind me to do it.
Yeah,
that's the way.
Good point.
Just because there's every chance that something happens between Wednesday when we record this and Saturday when the games start. So
and the deadline is Saturday this week as well instead of Friday.
At 11.
Like the last game week, all the games happened on the Friday.
Yeah, and it really threw me off, which is why I got 40 points because I had 2 Killy players still on my team.
I got like 54 or something, but the highest was 105.
Harry got
which wizard?
Harry or Smithy, I don't know what his name is.
Got 90 something.
Harry.
Yeah, it's not Smithy.
Yeah, you got 80 points.
Jesus.
I
know. Outrageous.
Half my points were James Tavernier.
Yeah, same actually, and I only got 43.
Actually, okay. We had this debate before we started recording. If you're listening and you can find our Twitter, listening. Is it, if you're still listening, or this is on YouTube, is it Tavernier or Tavernier?
I think
just answer that.
It's a French name, right? Even though he's English.
Yeah. You know what I said? I don't even know what one I said because I said both.
You said the second one. Yeah, and it really threw me off when you said it.
I will say both. I think Tavernier is the one I probably say the most because it's easier to say.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's how the commentators have always said it.
I'll have to hop on FIFA after this and have a look.
Just goes like when you create a player, or like create a pro, and you can change your nickname, and test the nickname.
Keep saying it.
So there we go.
Yes, we've had
last talking point is how do you pronounce the best fantasy football player? How do you pronounce his name? Yeah. We've all been writing it down.
Yeah, so I think that's been us for this week, I would say.
Aye.
Yes, we've talked about our predictions. Obviously, we've done a bit of fantasy football, international games, and the Betfred Cup. I've quite enjoyed myself this week, actually.
Same. It's been great seeing Scotland win football matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It did delay the podcast a bit, but...
Yes, we did try and record while watching, and that just turned into a shit show.
It's rubbish.
So, it was awful.
Yeah.
Funny, but it was awful.
It was awful.
It's a good thing I was late to record. In the end.
No.
Yeah, because otherwise it would be more waiting around. Anyway, right. Thank you for listening. Feel free to follow us on @Hoofball Pod. on Twitter. We'll also be putting this on YouTube. So if you're hearing this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, like the video, give us a couple comments.
Ring that fucking bell.
We're
And then
obviously
leave
still,
comments.
we're obviously still new to this. This is only our second time doing it. You'll probably be able to tell as well by the fact that we're still talking over each other and doing all sorts that are shut up.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, so if you've got any comments, feel free to drop us a DM on Twitter, again at Hoofball Pod, or a comment on the YouTube video that you might be seeing this on. So yeah,
That now puts pressure on me to actually get that YouTube video
yeah,
out.
get it sorted, man.
Damn right.
So yeah, thanks guys for listening. We will see you next week for another podcast.
Cheers.
Bye.